presented by the dynamic trio Maggie Knox, MC Jesse, and Annie Waweru. Bed of Roses promises to be your weekly dose of heartwarming stories, insightful discussions, and expert advice on matters of the heart. Whether you're single, in a relationship, or simply love a good love story, this is the show for you. Don't miss out on the chance to unwind and indulge in the joys and challenges of love, all brought to you by our talented hosts. Tune into Africa 24 every Friday from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. and let us guide you through the enchanting world of Bed of Roses. Subscribe now and mark your calendars. You don't want to miss this. See you there.
Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, wherever you are watching us from. This is Africa 24 TV channel, which brings to you captivating, life-changing moments where we discuss issues related with relationships, issues related with matters love. And today, we have a very hot topic. I want to invite my panelists, my co-panelist, to say hi. Anne, you can say hi to our viewers.
Hello, everybody, wherever you're watching us from. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Today we have another great show discussing about betrayal. I know betrayal is also a very touchy topic, and every Friday we give you hot topics. You cannot miss any of our Friday conversations. So welcome, subscribe to our channel, and invite more people to watch and comment. Yes.
Wonderful, wonderful. This is going to be a captivating event that we are sure that you're going to have. We have seen quite a number of issues happening in terms of betrayal, and most of them ending up being issues of committing suicide, issues of people killing each other. And what are these expectations? Remember, this is a Freak 24 TV channel whereby you can like all our social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, such kind of scenarios, and you can be sure we will be reading your comments. Kindly walk with us in this program, and I'm sure we are going to enjoy. Betrayal,
Yes.
sweet stuff. It comes from somebody you love. Have you ever been betrayed, Anne?
Well, I wouldn't say I haven't. I believe every one of us have been betrayed. Maybe we can start by defining what betrayal is. For me, betrayal is in personal relationship, because I believe it's in personal relationships. It refers to violation of your trust by someone close to you. I believe you have trusted somebody and then they did differently from what you had decided, that you have this journey, you had told them your secrets, and then they break that promise. So yes, I've been betrayed before. My friends have been betrayed. I've had so many stories, and we are going to be sharing that today with our audience, and they can tell us if they have been they have been betrayed as well, and they can give us their stories. We can't wait to hear them.
Wonderful, wonderful. And I'm sure we are going to get case studies, and our viewers, kindly get in touch with us. You can go to our chat room, kindly tell us how it has been. Have you ever been betrayed? Have you ever gotten yourself into a situation whereby whoever you expect to be offering the best has turned out to be the worst? And we have even a case study of which we'll say in quotes, the Joey case that we had, and Jackie Maribe, and such kind of, some quotas are saying that there was betrayal in between. And before even we come to that, we have seen people working together in love, and somebody who you sleep next to each and every evening and you wake up to each and every morning turns out to be the monster, the person you don't expect. And it is not just about relationship, it's even friendship. Na kuna pahali unapatanga kuwa sometimes you introduce wewe ni demu na introduce boy wako kwa mabeshte zake, alafu baadaye kana kukopia kina kuramba. So why does it happen? What is it that why is betrayal so sweet? And that's why we are talking about sweet slap. Why is the betrayal coming out to be so sweet when it is done to somebody else, and when it is done to us, it becomes something that is what are your views about this?
Well, as you have said, it's not only about the person who you're having a romantic relationship with, also co-workers, family, friends, and even the church. So personally, if I would talk, I would say betrayal in terms of church, because I've been hurt by church before.
Yeah. How?
I've been hurt by church before. I have been hurt in romantic relationships because of my expectations. So
Ngoja, hii
one
ya
thing.
kanisa ndio. Ngoja, hii ya kanisa ndio sana nataka useme.
Napenda
Unajua
chai sana wewe na kuona.
kuna vile hapa
You love
kuna moshene
food.
lazima tuipate, lazima kuna moshene lazima tuipate hapa. Hii ya church ulienda kuombewa na pastor alafu akafanya ile kitu kama nini?
No, 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 no,
Hii
no, no, no.
video tuambie.
Unapenda chai sana wewe na kuona. So it happened. I'll give a story. Because up to this minute, I still feel like when I meet people from that time, I was only 25. They still look at me with those eyes of whatever you did. It's like they're still judging me, and it's close to almost 10 years ago. Yeah, it's 9 years ago. So it happened. I had a boyfriend whom we had dated for, was it 4 years by then? Yeah, 4 years by then. So we had started dating when I was 21, and now I was 25. So we happened to go to a kesha. And now in this kesha, it happened that it got to 3 a.m. and we decided let's go and sleep in the car. Just outside the
Sleep.
car, the church. Sleep, like
Sleep.
sleeping. Yes, because we had a busy day. So guess what happened?
Use the right term. Use the right term. Usao ukisema you sleep in the
Relax.
car. So use the right time. Relax in the car.
No, we were going to take a nap in the car. So you can
Oh,
put the and sleep. Yeah, exactly. So
the two of you.
of course, it's somebody I've known for 4 years. Come on. If we
Oh,
wanted
okay.
to do anything, I don't think we would do it outside the church. So we decided let's tulale na tulikuwa mabeshti after 4 years. Actually tuko tumetoka home kwetu. So tukalala. Do you know we slept from 3 and now we woke up at around 5. The kesha was ishaing. Kutoka we were told we had sex in the car.
Ati kutoka?
Kutoka kwa gari we were told that we had sex in the car. So me nikishuka kwenda kuita my other friends and sister who are in the church, we were told, "Hapana, no, you're having sex in the car." Yeah. So you can
And that
imagine
must
the betrayal I felt because I was a leader in the church. I was in the worship team. I was also a chairlady of the youth at that time. You can imagine what I went through. And I left church because I felt nobody understood me or wanted to hear my side of the story. Everyone was there out judging me that, nobody alinitetea hata mmoja. I tried to plead my case and say I'm not guilty. And the way it was handled, it wasn't handled well. So it broke my heart and I left church for quite some years. So yeah, so when I say church can hurt you, it can hurt you. But it doesn't mean that
wonderful.
now after I left church, I didn't go back. But yes, you see, it took me some time and I was a young person. It took me a long time for me to trust the church
To
or
trust back.
the other church I went to that they won't hurt me the same. Yeah.
And this betrayal sometimes is followed by anger, and this anger translates to reacting, and at the end of the day, revenge mission. I've had a situation
Exactly.
whereby a couple was wedding, and they were getting married, and they got married, but only for the gentleman to come and realize that a night before the wedding, this gentleman was with this lady at the end of the day. And what he did, he made sure, yes, he made sure that he informed the wife, the best couple now, yeah. And how they did this is that it was a revenge. So it was like they went mrando wao wenyewe waliendeana
You
and
mean
such
the
kind of thing.
best couple? You mean the best
Yes,
couple, the best man?
yes, the best man, yeah. Now alikuwa kumbe amenyemelea before hata siku ya wedding, and you know sometimes you get closer to these people, you get to a point that you trust these friends too much. At the end of the day,
And you're
you
meeting all
trust, and at the end of the day, what happened is that both marriages broke because I
Wow.
cannot, if at all you can do this with my best friend or something of that sort, it becomes lenient. And it also gets to a point whereby it starts even with phone. Can you, now let me ask you a question, with your boyfriend, can you allow your boyfriend to have a mobile phone of your best friend? Can you allow your boyfriend to go closer to your girlfriend with a lot of sincerity with it, ama itakuwa ni ile tu story ya jab, kwa sababu definitely unajua utanini. It also depends with the trust levels, but in a real sense, in your own perspective, can you allow your boyfriend to have the best friend of your numbers?
A quick correction, my husband. I wouldn't have a problem because I trust him.
Yes, we are sorry.
Mtu ametoa mahari ni husband. Yes, please.
Mhm.
So I wouldn't have a problem, but I would want to know why you really want the number, or why do you have it? Because if you're communicating about, because in most cases, when I have my friends and he wants to say hi to my friends when I'm with them, then I'll just tell them, "Huyu ongea na yeye," not that he's calling my friend directly. What are you discussing? I don't get it. Unless we were friends before we met, then that's different. But not when we are together and then you have the number. I would wonder. Unless there is a business deal going on, I would
And
no.
now maybe another question I can try to relate to, and as we invite Boniface, who I'm told he has just joined the studio, I'm sure he's going to join us in a few. Who is the problem here? Is it your person who is the problem because you have given him or her all the signs of being betrayed, or you have had elements of betrayal in the past? Is it your friend who has the problem, or is it you who is being betrayed who has the problem? What do you think?
I think it's the person who is doing the betrayal. Correct me if I'm wrong, because I believe before you do something, I don't want to say it's a trigger to me also who is being betrayed, because if something has happened to me before, then I would feel, hey, ouch, it's about to happen again. But who is doing the betraying is the problem. Yes, he is the problem. He or she is the problem. Yes.
You have reminded me of a betrayal that I underwent when I was in campus. Unaona hii kujichocha ati uko na ka girlfriend una kanini. So I was in a certain university. I don't want to name it, but I'm sure my fans who are following online will know. And my girlfriend used to come from a certain. I used to I used to have this girlfriend who I met in the village. So mimi kujitolea yangu nikamhakikisha amepata college. And the day she was going to the college, I made sure I went home, nikajifanya niko nyumbani na nikajifanya natoka asubuhi na mapema ili nimpeleke shule, lakini wazazi wajui, nikajifanya niko na hii shuleni. So because we are from the same village, she had to board a matatu distance maybe like 1 kilometer away from where I am, but I make sure ile gari anapanda, you can imagine the hassle. I make sure ile gari anapanda iko na nafasi mbili, yangu na yake. That succeeded. We went, we took her to, she was in Nakuru, she went to college. Mimi na pocket money kangu na help nikahakikisha kuwa nampea kidogo kidogo, only for me one day to call in the evening. The whole day hakuchukua simu yangu, only for me to call her in the evening nimuulize XYZ, umeshindaje? Only for a gentleman's voice to pick the phone and tell me, Mr. Jesse, my wife is asleep.
What?
Sasa hizo nilikuwa nakula tu pocket kwangu na nilikuwa nampelekea kila kitu, nilikuwa nimesacrifice everything. That was a betrayal. And you can be sure from the human perspective, I revenged.
What did you do?
I
You took
revenged.
the
You know
friend?
how I revenged? Yes, I revenged with the best friend. So you see how, and I think this is the understanding that sometimes we are not able to control anger that comes on board after we have betrayed somebody at the end of the day. That we let these, and right now I'm trying to contemplate who was the problem. Was I the problem, or she was the problem, or the other person was the problem? But you'll find that at the end of the day, there are those environments that we let ourselves to be in, that we diffuse ourselves to a point that we forget each other, and which is not the right thing. Boniface, karibu sana kwa kipindi cha leo.
Karibu Boniface.
Thank you so much, Mr. Jet.
Salimia
even hand. Good evening from Nairobi, Kenya.
Salimia mashabiki Na utuambie umebetray watu wangapi?
Wewe umebetray wangapi?
Hii ni suspect huyu.
Huyu ni suspect. Kulingana na ile
Good,
story.
good evening, everyone, wherever you're watching. This is I want to thank you, MC Jess and Hani, for giving me this opportunity, and I want to thank everyone, whoever is following this conversation. Actually, I've been following it at the background, and I thought I should join the live studio so that we can share. Personally, I came in the middle of the conversation, but I don't know what is slapping, because I can see betrayal, seat slap. So I think you can enlighten me so that I can know what is slapping here, because this is a wonderful conversation.
By sweet slap, we mean that you have been slapped by the person you don't expect. That is what we call sweet slap. Somebody that you have entrusted with your everything, be it heart, be it everything. Somebody who comes to you and betrays you. How many people have you betrayed? Yes.
Oh, sorry. Maybe you can also call it
Yes,
character development. It's the new word. Character development. Yes.
Yes. So, Bonnie, you can tell us.
Personally, I want to tell you that I think I have not encountered this seat slap. Because personally,
you're lying.
No, I'm trying to give. I'm trying to give my perspective.
Yeah.
And my life here, because we are sharing in Bed of Roses. That is where we open the heart.
Real and candid conversation. Yes.
What I know is I am always sensitive when it comes to having women. You know, when you are trying to date someone, you can always detect when someone can give you those sweet slaps. So the moment I see even one sign, then definitely I always leave. But again, personally, since I grew up, after I finished campus, I think I stopped. I stopped dating. I'm focused with the money. So I have not encountered it for the last decade.
Aye, you haven't dated anyone in the last decade.
Sasa wewe. You know, you can tell somebody who is lying by laughing, yeah?
No. But you know, Jesse, there is what you call nature. Me personally, if you meet me, you will always know that I'm always laughing, smiling. But I'm telling you the truth. For the last decade, and I've not encountered those things, because I've been focused
you haven't
with a lot of things.
Betrayal, you haven't dated. Let us get this straight. You haven't dated for the last 10 years.
You know, people are different. Personally, I don't date.
Answer the question. Yeah. Answer the question first.
You know, I'm trying to, I'm trying to answer. Personally, I don't date. You know, I find it so tiresome when I always engage someone like I'm trying to get that girl. I'm trying to get that woman. I try to find it so hard. You know, I have a lot of things that takes place in my life until I am always exhausted. So I don't have that time to have those meetups, those hookups. So I have been busy. Personally, for the last 10 years, I've been busy. So I have not encountered this sweet slap. Not unless I tell you what happened when I was in high school. Maybe.
High school?
That's what you want to get.
Development. Yes?
But maybe Anne, before he comes on board to tell us what was done to him or he did when he was in high school, can we get some water back to studio for a commercial break?
Okay.
Well, Welcome back, our viewers, wherever you are watching us from. Remember, this is Africa 24 TV channel. It's 20:45 or 8:45 East African time. We appreciate that you have found time to be with us as we go on with this program called Bed of Roses, hosted by me together with my co-panelists, who we are disseminating this information about betrayal, the sweet slap. Sometimes you get the slap from
Yeah.
the person you least expect, and this is it. As I bring Bonnie on board, there is something that I have recalled. We have also seen some people suffering, whereby maybe and me and you are dating, and you want to know if at all I can betray you, na unaniweka kwa mtego ya best friend yako. Nikikubetray utasema nimekubetray. Boniface, bring that high school episode where you betrayed somebody.
That was back in 2002. And I remember that is the time when I was in Form 3. I had a girl. And when you're a man and you're in high school, you always tend to have those funny things. Well, you're in high school, you want to show your age mate that you can do these things. You can be a father. You can be a big man. So there is a time when we closed school, and of course I was in boys' school. So when we closed school, then she was from the neighboring school. There was a mentality whereby when you close schools, that is, we have the boys' school. Any school that is, for example, boys' school, guys' school, they had their close partners. That is they had a school that they always relate with in the right way. Like you can go there. You can go there when you have the functions. We used to call them funkies. So when you have the funkies, then you can go there and you get your girl there, and you do those fun things like in high school. Personally, I want to say, when I was in high school, the only thing I enjoyed most was kissing. So I enjoyed that one because personally I found it so romantic. So there is a time when we close school. I'm giving my story. This is my story. So
I'm an active listener.
So so when we closed school, then we went out to the nearby market, because there is a market that where we used to converge after closing. That is where we used to meet with that neighboring school. I don't want to see the girls' school. So when we went there, of course I had the expectation to meet my girl, definitely, because we had been together for a long time, and whenever we had the functions, for example, we had the mass contest, for those interactions. We had those interactions, for example, the debates, contest, science congress. So we always met. So one day when we closed school, I went to the market because, of course, I expected her to be on the right mood. So when I went to the market, because I wanted to wait for her, because our closing time was totally different from their closing time. So when I went to the market, I waited for her. But the moment she came, it's like already another man from our school had already taken over without me knowing. So that was a big slap. But again, we struggled because I was trying to raise voice, because I was a man and I was the owner of the property. So I was trying to defend my resources. I tried to defend my resources, but
what?
I tried to defend. Those are chronicles that happens when you are in high school. So I tried to defend my resources, but again, she had already been taken by the man. But again, I tried my level best so that I can revenge in the same school with a beautiful girl, and I did that, and that was the main reason that made her to transfer from that school to another school, because I got another beautiful girl.
Okay.
So you want to say that sometimes
that was a
revenge
goal.
It was a good goal.
Yes.
So Boniface, you want to say that there is sweet revenge. There is always sweet revenge. Sometimes revenge comes on board when you are betrayed. You can have positive revenge with an issue of.
Yeah, it all depends. Sometimes it depends with the person. Personally, people are different, and people have different personalities, and people have different arts. When it comes to
Yeah.
love comes from deep inside.
Mhm.
It comes from your heart. So if you love someone,
Yeah.
then definitely you are going to do whatever he or she wants. But again, some people like me, I want to say that that is the time that I realized that my heart can even lose interest in a second. In a second, because
Mhm.
after that chronicle that happened, in less than 1 hour, I had already started vibing another girl from the school, because there were very many. There were very many that were scattered in the market. So I had the opportunity to get another girl, because during those high school times, there is that courage you had. Eh? Uh, for example, if you were the secretary, for example, you were a leader, there were those labels. When you're in high school, you don't take out those labels. So your uniform is always labeled. So you have that
Mhm.
courage to face the girl. So I had that courage because I was the head of journalism club. So I had that
Mhm.
courage because I was the class rep and also a representative. So I took initiative to get another girl in the same day. But again, she did not realize. She realized when we are opening the school. That was my revenge a long time ago, almost 23 years ago.
Wow, and it's
Okay.
good because at the end of the day, we have also heard that sometimes it happens. And as I bring Anne on board to tell us, if at
Mhm.
all, how to deal with betrayal, how does one
Mhm.
move on from a betrayal
Mhm.
perspective? You have been
Mhm.
betrayed by your girlfriend or your boyfriend. How do you move
Mhm.
on without necessarily taking a revenge? Or you not be
Mhm.
human enough or man enough if you don't take revenge? What are your views on this?
Well, before I delve into how to heal from betrayal, I have a friend who was betrayed in a very bad way. Imagine dating somebody for like 3 to 4 years, and uh, then you are not
Personal
planning to
confession.
have, not mine. Yeah, I have a friend. So imagine this guy who is maybe outside the country gets another lady pregnant,
Mhm.
and then he expects that the lady who is here in the country should not react in any way. She should be cool. She should continue with life as usual. Asikasirike hata kidogo, aendelee na life yake. What would you call that? What would you call that?
Eh,
Hmm? And then now, when in the country that they're in, they're around. They're even staying in the same house. But you shouldn't mind. You shouldn't worry about anything. We are cool. We are just taking care of the child. And mind you, this child was not conceived naturally. It was IVF. You know the process of IVF, Jesse and Boniface? It's a
hiyo
long,
ni
long
nini by the way?
process. We have
Hiyo ni
IVF is
hata wacha nipatie.
in vitro fertilization, where you have to inject the semen and the egg. It's mixed somewhere, and then the baby is made in there, and then the lady is fertilized. It's put in the womb, in the
Ngoja
uterus.
kidogo,
Sorry.
ngoja kidogo.
Yeah.
Ati unatoa wapi?
Okay, that is another story. Just know a baby was made, however it was made. So just imagine, what would you
Mhm.
do? What would have my this friend done?
Now we need to
He
hear
just,
the story, not just leaving us under suspense. I want to hear
okay,
that
what do you
story.
want? No, you
I
asked
want
me
to
whether
hear
I
Boni
knew
how
kama
the
that
guy.
baby
anamjua.
was made.
Ni kama Boni anamjua. Hebu tumalizie hiyo story.
No,
Me, I
you
don't
guys
know.
are asking the scientific. After this, after the show, look for IVF. It's a common
Mhm.
nini that is used for conceiving. So my
Mhm.
friend, there is a baby. The man is here. There's a baby in between. There's a baby mama who was brought into the picture when the lady was still in the picture. So she's here in the country waiting for her man. Kumbe the guy is out there continuing with his family. And he's not even telling the lady that they should have kids. Hataki, amwambie, yeye anamwambia we hautaki na hajamuuliza. So what kind of betrayal is that? What would you do?
I would say let's move on. Get another man. In the
Why I'm
country, you have a
asking
lot of
then,
men.
you guys are balanced.
By the way, wacha move on.
So
Kwani
Move on.
wanasumbuana?
Me personally, I can say we have a lot of men in this country. I wonder why someone would wait for another. For example, if
And
I always say that if you have your partner who is in other countries, for example, UK, he is in USA, Canada, is in even Morocco. That is the end of your relationship. It cannot even survive because I know men, I know women, and nowadays we have a lot of foods that we are taking that can that the food we are taking are acting as generators. They are acting as
don't go that
acceleration.
far.
So
We are talking about
now,
betrayal benefit. Unapotea. Unapotea. We're
now,
talking about betrayal.
yes.
So
Now to bring you back to fold Boniface, so that wache hizi nguo ama nini za nini silently. So many people are crying fall of the betrayal.
yeah.
So many people are having issues of betrayal. Betrayal is happening in each and every relationship, marriages and such, and people are just quiet, suffering in this. Unapata bwana na bibi, kumekuwa na betrayal ambayo ni silent kwa familia, and quite a number of people decide to keep quiet. What is your take on that? How can we have this sorted?
Boniface, what do you think? Because in this case, I would wonder even what to say. Maybe we can take a few comments before we answer that. Ruth Apondi is saying, Richard really is saying, ngumu sana, simu ni private property bana. That is a question we had asked before. Ruth Apondi is saying, kuchukua number is the beginning of everything. Silvershine Cleaning anasema, how can revenge be sweet jamaneni? Hiyo ni yako Boniface. Betty, that is called madness. I think it's in regards to the story has given. Goody anasema, out of men Boniface. Yeah. So
Na
we have
hii ya
said,
kwanza hii ya kwanza ya kuchukua number is the beginning of everything, na hiyo Boni hata hakuwa and also cleaning is saying how can revenge be sweet jamaneni. Now this issue of number, Betty is saying this is called madness. This issue of number, kuchukua number, it starts from there. I mean, if we are best friends, like now for example, we are in this cycle whereby you are my boyfriend, you are my boyfriend, you are my girlfriend, Anne, and Boniface is my good friend. If you want anything to do with the Boniface, why don't you pass through me so that you get to
yeah,
Boniface? Why should it be direct?
Exactly.
And I think that is and I want to echo those sentiments that sometimes issues of mobile phones siku hizi hapo ndipo shida inaanzianga. And I can dare people, if you have a girlfriend or boyfriend today and you have a so-called common friend, maybe just go through the phone uangalie kama huu ni ubeshte wa ukweli or something of that sort.
Ni bestie. bestie. Calling the other friend, if I start calling your girlfriend, start calling my husband bestie, that's the beginning of trouble. How is he? Yeah, of trouble.
It can't
What do you
happen.
think, Boniface?
Boniface, what do you think?
I think we are grown-ups. Personally, I always tend to give anyone the space, because the moment you always start limiting someone's space, that is where they get those antennas to cheat. When you give someone space, then they always feel guilty when they're doing something that is bad. So I think give someone space. If you have a girlfriend and, for example, you want to introduce you to the friends, or you have a boyfriend and you want to introduce you to the friends, then it's okay. That freedom will always make her feel guilty when he or she is doing something that is not in the right way, because this one only applies to those who have a stable mind, because you can have a girl who is not having a stable mind, like she can do anything. Someone else, you can have a man who is not even stable, he can do anything, he can even vibe any girl. So here it depends with how mature are you, because if you have a girl and definitely you can introduce her to the friends, then that is okay. she will always feel bad. She's doing something that is not into the right order because the relationship does not allow you to cheat. But again, nowadays the changing world now is trying to absorb everything. You hear that you have a girl, for example, I have a girl, but again, the girl has a lot of friends in my circle that are already still chewing her. So I think yeah, it depends with how mature are you, and give someone the space. That is what I can say. Give someone space
That,
when it comes to a
that,
relationship. If it's a girl,
that's
give her
Richard,
space. If you're a man, give her space. But again, taking numbers. This issue of taking numbers, here now, it depends how talkative are you. Because I understand some men are so coward when it comes to girls. Personally, I tend to believe when I see a beautiful girl, I always tend to say this is an angel. I will always say hi. So from the hi, the response that she's going to give, then I'm going to know that am I going to continue or not. So it will cost you nothing to say hi to a beautiful girl like Annie or anyone else. It will cost you nothing. I always say that.
before we go for a commercial break, Richard really is saying ngumu sana, simu ni private property bana. And we also have somebody who is called Leo who is saying, good year, who is saying, I think he's reacting to Bonnie's comment that there are a lot of men here outside. Yeah? Leo is saying phones are for any form of communication. Married ama wenye wapoa, mtupe breakup bwana. Mtupe breakup bwana. Share those contacts. Good year is also yes, good year is saying never trust besties. They are the people who will camouflage you and enjoy the fruits from your spouse. Treat besties as enemies. Don't trust spouses with more than one phone. Kama uko na simu nyingi, kama Ann hapa, hakuna cha kutrustika. I want us to go back to the studio and we have a round to the world and see if it's possible for us to get fish from Lake Victoria, wherever we are from the world. Studio. Studio, I don't know if studio is ready.
Okay, maybe before they get there, then we can talk about how to
Yes,
pass
yes.
through from betrayal before
Yes,
they
go
get
on.
break. Yeah.
Go on, Ann.
Yes. You had asked how to heal from betrayal.
Yes.
Uh, I think one of the steps is you talk to someone you trust, and I would really recommend you talking to a therapist, and not somebody you know, a therapist, because somebody you can open up your heart and talk to them about how you feel, because it will help you clean your thoughts. Because as you had you, Boniface, and you, Jesse, are really talking about revenge, it will help you not to think about revenge a lot. Another point is to practice self-care, take care of yourself, love yourself more. Women, we know that very well. Kwanza mtu akiachwa, huyo mwanamke ung'ara. Mtu anang'aa,
Achika.
anakaa beta mpaka unasema hapana, haachiki. Anaachika, yes, anaachika, anakaa beta, ana glow, ana look better. Acha utasema nakuona
Kuoga
boni
na kurudi
ukisheke.
soko.
Kuoga na kurudi soko. Another thing is to acknowledge and accept that whatever has happened has happened. It has happened because denying won't help you cope, but acknowledging the situation will do. Another thing is accepting and allowing yourself to feel the emotions and walk through them. You feel the emotions, you feel the betrayal, you feel that this friend I had, I was there for them when they needed me, but they were not there for me. We didn't talk about friends because friends also hurt people very much, very much. I have had friends that hurt me very badly. It felt like a heartbreak, it's a boy. It felt so heartbreaking, and it was even worse than man would make me feel, because this is somebody, we share a lot. So when somebody does something or goes out there and says other bad things, they make you feel bad. Another thing, number 4, is don't blame yourself. The offender, the betrayer, is the one who is on the wrong at this point, because you're trying to help yourself not to get into depression. because of maybe how the betrayal was. Like I've told you, there's small betrayal and big betrayal. But as I've told you about a friend who was betrayed in that way, and it's somebody who has even trust you, me, you can easily get depression. So another thing is be patient with yourself. Give time to heal. Give yourself time to heal. Give yourself space from someone. Kaa mbali na yeye. Kaa mbali na yeye kabisa. Huyu mwenye amekubetray. For you to assess and think about the situation. And then limit the information you get from them. If you're on Facebook and nini uondoke. Nowadays you can see everything at yako Mombasa, akona nani, akona nini, kwa status and everywhere. Everyone is posting. You try not to see them because it will hurt your feelings the more. Number 7 is practice forgiveness. This is where I come in, where I'm telling you guys not to do revenge. Do not revenge. I know it feels so good when you revenge and you do something, but how will it help you? Yes, you feel good at that moment, but it still hurts. It still cuts deep that this person did this to me. So learn how to forgive. It doesn't mean that it is okay what they did, but it means you are releasing your resentment and choosing personal peace. Because the minute you forgive somebody, you're giving yourself peace. It's like taking, if you don't, unforgiveness is like taking poison and accepting, it's taking poison and, what do you say? It's taking poison and then you're waiting for another person, expecting another person to die. Yeah? You get that point, Jesse? You guys are too silent. Ama ninatoa point sana.
Endelea. You're on. Good. Endelea.
Yeah, it's drinking poison and expecting the other person to die. Forgiveness does not mean you have to bring this person back into your life. It doesn't mean that you have to bring them back to your life. It means, yes, I have forgiven you, but please go enda na uende na Mungu tafadhali, because if you continue staying in my life, you might come and do something else that will finish me completely. So you keep them far, far, far from you. You have forgiven them, but you don't want anything to do with them. You can say hi, but yeah, hi and bye. Another thing, you can forgive someone without rebuilding a relationship. That one I've said. And avoid my last point is avoid retaliation, revenge. Don't retaliate. Achana na yeye, dunia kitamramba. Because the minute you revenge, it makes you even feel worse, in my eyes. And that's my opinion. Back to you.
Wonderful. And somebody has said in our chat room, good here is that he has said that revenge is better served cold.
Cold,
And I also want us
cold. Yeah,
to,
exactly.
Nini, at what point, to what extent should you treat it as a by the way? Will you not be left hanging? Ama wakati ati
No.
unaniacha kwa sababu nimekubetray, unaniachilia tu hivyo, si nitaenda nikiendaga bwana? Ama namna gani, Boniface? As I also take this comment from one
Good.
good who is saying, and please don't touch nerves, you are keeping the studio quiet. Hapo kwanza
Nimeona hiyo.
umeongea vilivyo proper mpaka
Nimekuwa
tukanyamaza
point
sisi wote.
sana.
Boniface, do you agree with those sentiments that Anne has attributed?
Personally, I will always act contrary because I heard Annie saying that whenever someone gets the heartbreak, that is the time that a woman glows. But I want to tell you,
Yes.
Annie, this thing. I want to tell you
Uh-huh.
this, and I want you to listen it with 100% confidence and 100% concentration. When you are in love, when you have a man, there is a glow that comes when you have a man in your life every day. Because when you have a man, during the day, there is that feeling that comes when you are engaging with your man, even when you meet during the night. There is that feeling. But again, there is again that spirit whereby when you are in love, you always get to be healthy, and healthy. Why? I don't want to get into biological way when it comes to this one, but again, there is that importance that comes when you have a man in your life. I think we should have that topic in one of the days so that we can discuss the importance of being in love. What can you benefit from your man? What can you benefit from your woman? Personally, I
Mm-hmm.
want to give a segment because uh, I will give that one. So again, we
Mm-hmm.
want. I wanted to answer again a question that you said. People when they are in love and they broke, they should not give a revenge. Personally, I have friends. I have friends who have been in love with girls and
Mm-hmm.
women.
Mm-hmm.
And the
Mm-hmm.
worst thing that was the last month. I have a friend who is in Nairobi. So this friend of mine had a girl from I don't want to say the region, but he had a girl. She
Mm-hmm.
was a good girl because I've been
Mm-hmm.
going there because we always work together. So I went there.
Mm-hmm.
I know her. So
Mm-hmm.
something happened. My
Mm-hmm.
guy went to remote areas because the job that he has been doing is always in those remote zones.
Mm-hmm.
So there was a problem. There was a misunderstanding between the girl and the woman and the man. It's like
Mm-hmm.
the woman did not understand what the man told her because the man had already told her that I'm going
Mm-hmm.
for a job that is in remote areas because the guy works in an organization whereby you can go to every part of the country, that is Kenya, and or even abroad. But
Mm-hmm.
specifically, they focus with the continent Africa. So the
Mm-hmm.
guy told the girl that I am going and I will take 1 week.
Mm-hmm.
That was a problem because that interaction between the man and the woman had already
Mm-hmm.
saturated. I think you
Yeah.
understand what I mean by saturation because when you have a man daily from Monday to Sunday, so Monday to Monday, there is that feeling
Uh-huh.
that you want to get him or her in every day. So when he is
Uh-huh.
far, you're feeling that lonely. So the
Okay.
guy works there and he has been busy. At times you
Mm-hmm.
can call during the day and he's busy doing some statistics and also doing some analysis. So the girl was
Mm-hmm.
there and in the one after 1 day, second day, she thought that this guy has been
Mm-hmm.
responding during the night. It's like he has a guy, another woman. He went to a date. So the
Mm-hmm.
girl now decided to punish the guy. So the punishment was like this
Mm-hmm.
the girl went. They were staying in
Baboya.
Nairobi, some parts of
Oh.
Nairobi. So
Uh-huh.
the girl went and told the caretaker
Mm-hmm.
that in the next 1 day, we are going to migrate. So I'm going to come here with a lorry so that we can migrate. So the caretaker agreed without even consulting the man. Yet he knows that this is a woman who has been just coming and he has the access of the house. So
Hey.
the girl took over everything from the house and
Uh-huh.
she migrated.
Uh-huh.
It's like she
What?
wanted to punish the guy, so she migrated. And when my guy came, the first thing
Uh-huh.
he did was he called me and he told me, if you are around, then
Uh-huh.
immediately just come. When I went there, I
Mm-hmm.
found the house was empty. The caretaker
Empty.
had already agreed that they are migrating. The girl had already moved away with everything. So
Uh-huh.
my guy was shocked. So I had to host him in my place. So how do you
What?
say about this? Because that guy now he is still under depression. You have to always balance these things. He's now under depression. Everything went. He was staying in 3 bedrooms. Now everything
Mm-hmm.
the girl took away with it. And again, she took away original documents of that man because they were there.
Wicked.
So what is which kind of revenge is going to be taken in this one? Because she has disappeared. We
Wicked.
have looked for her number. We are not
Mm-hmm.
even trying to get her. She has disappeared. We don't know where she went. The car that the lorry that she used to carry the things, we don't know the number plate, the caretaker. Nobody knew. So
Mm-hmm.
that was a very big a mistake that that girl did because she was from a certain region. So I don't want
Mm-hmm.
to say the region, but now which kind of revenge is going to take place on this one? So I was trying to answer that question. I want to ask you: is this guy going to revenge or is going to stay like this? Because we have been looking up and down to see if she can only
Mm-hmm.
give back the documents and she go away with those things, even the
That's a
gas,
risky.
the sofas, the clothes, the other things. You know, there's some important things. But only documents is what we want. But we are not trying to even locate her. How can you do with that kind of a woman? And is it true that some women from different regions have that mentality of always trying to steal or move away with with men's property without being noticed?
That's a good one.
And
I'll
I think
stop
that,
you just at that. Yes?
yes, go on, go
I want
on.
to talk about at the part of regions that there are some ladies who do that because they are certain that is stereotyping. One,
Okay.
that is not about a region; it's a personal thing. There are people who are just like that. They go with things.
That's
Another thing, that's a police case because if I take somebody's papers, that's a police case and that's a thief. Yeah,
And maybe
that is my
to top up on that, we need now to demarcate when we are talking about betrayal. How we move
Mhm.
out of betrayal? There are some betrayals that need a legal legal aspect. Like now, for
Exactly like
example,
this one.
if you betray me
Mhm.
with something that is legal, if you go away with my papers, my documents, that becomes
Yeah,
practically a police case. Because even if I
yeah.
revenge, which kind of a
Mhm.
revenge can be equated
Considering,
to you taking my original documents? You
yeah.
can talk about hii ya toatoa ya mtu amechukua x unachukua y mnaenda draw, but there are things that are very sentimental that you need to
Uh-huh.
know how to nini. As we
Yes.
seek to this and as we almost come to the close of our program, and
Mhm.
I'm asking my director to come to me because I need to know when we have the advert ready for us to take a cup of tea or a cup of maybe a glass of water. To what extent, when you're talking about Boniface issues of betrayal, and you will tell me when is it, have we misused the word betrayal that we don't understand the moments and the timings? For example, I have a case study of a man who went to the US and he left a girlfriend when they were 19. He got a scholarship, went to the US, came back, started investing after 10 years, went back to US, he comes back. And at the end of the day, he had promised this young lady he was going to marry her. Na alikuwa anamuonyesha mpaka hizo buildings zote, all those buildings that hizi ni zetu, hii ni yetu na wewe, hii ni yetu na wewe. But when we went back, the only thing that we found was an invitation to the father or the family of a wedding. This guy was wedding somebody else, another lady, and we saw the photos coming on board. Let me ask, is that betrayal? Can we qualify that to be betrayal? Or is an aspect of identifying yourself and knowing I'm at this step, I'm at this stage, and this is not betrayal. It is a matter of somebody finding the moment for the day. Boniface?
That I think just that one is I am not a betrayal because I talked about this one. I
Mhm.
think I told you about this one. Whenever you have your partner or you have been into a relationship, for example, with a woman or a man, and definitely they get that access to go out of the country. That is the end. And I think people should understand this one. They should just come together. If the man is the one who got the scholarship, get close to your woman. If you have been if you have been in love with someone, just tell him that now I'm going. So I think this thing is not going to work. So if you get the
Mhm.
opportunity to move on, you can move on because that one will be playing with someone's feelings, and we know that feelings are things that are so sensitive. You know, some people are so fragile. I always understand that some people are so fragile, and
Mhm.
fragility when it comes to heart is a big problem to some people, because when you get that heartbreak, then definitely it's going to affect you for even over 20 or 30 years. So I think
Mhm.
that one was not betrayal. She could have just understood that it is high time that this man now
Mhm.
goes and I move on with another man. We have a lot of men in this country. We have a lot of women in this country, bwana. Why are you staying there?
Watu wa-
Eh?
Unajua kuna
We have a lot
trauma.
of
When somebody does
which
something to
trauma?
you, utakuwa na trauma. Haya, wewe.
Let me
Unajua
tell you.
nimesikia
Now,
una go through nini wewe.
even
Kitakuwa siku moja.
leaving out the debate of having many men or having not many men in this perspective, is
Uh,
there a positive way of dealing with betrayal? Can somebody
mhm,
accept that yes, I have been betrayed, and two
mhm,
wrongs will never make it to be a right, or two wrongs
mhm.
don't
Make a
qualify
right. Mm,
a sentiment to be correct or something of that sort? To what extent?
mhm,
To which are these hurtful, or as which what is that you need to apply to your heart so that at the end of the day you need it? And that is a call we are making to the outside world that sometimes Betrayal can never be equated to revenge. And in some things, you don't need to fight. In the first place, when you have been betrayed, you have already lost it. So why should you seek a revenge which is not going to be a lasting? Because you're not going to be doing something because you want it from your heart. You'll be doing something because you want simply to make a say. And hii ndio inatumanga pia wazee ama vijana tunasema kuwa I want to do this simply because I want to teach somebody a lesson. But in the real sense, a lesson, how can we learn a lesson, or how can you put us into a context of learning a lesson? Yet whatever I'm doing is not from my heart. Boniface is saying, or Goodyear is saying, documents can always be replaced, heartaches cannot be replaced, even though it's police case. And it's true. We need to demarcate and know what is it that we need. Before maybe we come to parting shots from all members, I know my director is ready with a commercial. Director?
If my man asks me for money, I will not even ask him why he needs the money. I will ask him, babe, unataka pesa ngapi? Shika. I'm ready to spoil my man. I will spoil him the way he spoils me. Hata kama ni kwenda kukopa.
And we want to ensure that the modern world, we are enjoying issues related to the bedroom. And we left it at issues related to kuzima stima na kutozima stima. And we say there is a saying that says gharama ni kuona na kuguza.
Sawa, mufanye kama stima imewaka, hata mkipenda mfanye mchana, even under the sun, you know, as long as both of you want it. Unaona? But at times also couples switch off the lights because the kids, it also attracts attention of the children. The children might want to come and peep and see what's happening in the bedroom. So there are many reasons that surround the switching off of the light.
Wonderful, wonderful, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back as we try to wind up our program. Remember, this is a Freak 24 TV channel where you follow us. You have seen quite a number of topics that we have been able to handle, issues to do with bedroom mirror, where we discussed matters of love, matters of kuzima stima na kutozima stima. And I believe that topic was electric and such. As we come to the close, remember we have also run an advert of Noel fish, whereby you can be having or enjoy fish from all over the world. Wherever you are, you just need to get in touch with us, or the advert number has been placed there, and you can be delivered, or else you can have that fish fresh from Lake Victoria. Betrayal, sweet slap, and your parting shots.
I think one thing that I would like to say is that we lower our expectations when it comes to every relationship, be it friendship, be it marriage. I know in marriage you can always say, I have expectations from my husband, but it's good to lower your expectations. What it does, it helps you not to get too hurt. Yes, you will get hurt, but you have lowered your expectations. You don't expect too much. Even with family members, they will hurt you. Lower your expectations with friends, with colleagues, with everyone, because if you live there, unajua hata akiniumiza moyo wangu, ninajua anaweza fanya hivyo. They are human, they can hurt me, so lower your expectations. That is my parting shot for today. Thank you for watching Africa 24 every Friday 8 p.m. here with hot
Wonderful
topics. Boniface.
Wonderful. Boniface, you can give us your parting shots.
I think I want to say this. My segment that I brought into this conversation, you have not handled it in the right way. I think you should get time so that you can handle it in the right way. Because my guy is suffering. Definitely, it's he has a lot of pain. So, and you know that when Goodyear is saying that you can replace the document, but again, it is very tiresome when you are trying to replace the documents. For example, you go to those offices, you can be lured even in 1 year or 2 years or 3 years, because it is not easy to release those documents. A lot of questions are asked there. But again, I want to thank you everyone for giving me this opportunity. I think this one was just a momentum, because today I feel I have a lot of energy. I don't know why. So
Keep it for next Friday. We need you.
I understand. So I want to thank you, Jesse and Annie, for giving me this opportunity. And again, the revenge. I want to tell those who are in love. Personally, I take things so easy. Don't just get into things like you are a crocodile. If you meet a woman, just give her just only 5%. 5% is enough. Give your man 5%. Don't just go into that love like you are just a crocodile. Give a woman 5%, so that if you get that red flags, then definitely you can leave. Because personally, I always give them even 0.005. If I get the red flag, then it is high time to say bye, and I don't feel anything. So I want to tell these people, for you to get that slap, it is because you just get to relationship like you want to marry in the next 24 hours. No, take your time. God time is the best, and marriage is not a guarantee that you're going to be successful. But again, you can get it anywhere. Thank you, Jess and
Thank you so much, Boniface. Leave everything to God. We want to appreciate each and every person who has been following this program. Remember, we bring this show each and every Friday at 8 p.m. East African time. And be sure that your sentiments, your comments, we take care of them. Issues to do with betrayal, sweet slap. It is not always about revenging. There are things that you don't lift up a panga so that you take into your own hands. Sometimes they call you to go back to the drawing board, settle, relax, review, and then accordingly so that you don't make another mistake which is worse than betrayal. That has been your program for this Friday. We're really grateful that you have been following us. Remember, this is Africa 24. To appreciate our panelists. I also want to appreciate our viewers who have been following us and commenting. I also want to appreciate our director back at the studio. Remember, we meet here next week on Friday for Bed of Roses. Good night, good morning, good afternoon. Thank you.